So an offensive is about to begin, and if you watch world media, they are absolutely flipping out.
And it is day 688 of the war in Gaza, and the IDF tanks are continuing to advance towards Gaza City. Footage shows IDF tanks operating in the Sabra neighborhood near Gaza City, just next to Zaytun, where the IDF had been operating. Tens of thousands of reservists are due to report for service on September 2nd for this offensive, which is expected to begin in the following weeks.
Now, a few things. First thing is, there's all this media talk, but the offensive hasn't really happened yet. As you can hear from this report, it's only scheduled to really start in a month. That's number one. Number two, this could have been a lot quieter. This could have been a lot less announced publicly. It could have been a lot more of a quiet call up instead of telling the world, we're about to launch a thing against Gaza City. What's the problem with that? The problem with that is that all these countries that try to give us a hard time, they use these opportunities. Stop the offensive against Gaza City. Remember, stop the offensive against the hospitals. Remember all the terrorists were. Stop the offensive against the UN organizations that house the terrorists. They're always trying to stop us. They're always trying to stop Jewish power. They're always trying to stop Jewish aggressive policy. They're always trying to shrink us. They're always trying to calm us down. They're always trying to make sure that we don't become too angry, too vociferous, too energized. They always want to keep us kind of lame, kind of, like worst case scenario, defensive, but definitely small, subdued. They are constantly trying to subdue our response. Do you see that? It's a world response. Now, all over the newspapers, there's this thing about the Gaza offensive. It hasn't even fully started yet. The call up is like in another month. But no, they're already trying to shrink our response. Well, first thing is, don't announce so many things. Don't announce building in E1. As I mentioned in one of my previous shows recently, Lubavitcher Rebbe used to say, don't announce it. Just do it. Just do it. You don't need to announce it. Just get it done. The other thing is, if you have a call up, don't necessarily announce it. Don't announce that you're having a big Gaza offensive. Just do what you got to do. In the meantime, the Gaza City offensive should have been done a long time ago, okay? It should have been done a long time ago. It should have been the thing that we do to destroy the Hamas enemies and to take over Gaza. You need to take over Gaza City. Clue? Gaza City is an important part of Gaza. That's why they call it Gaza City. We should have been dealing with this a long time ago. 2 years into it, we're going into Gaza City. Hello? I think maybe some of the hostages are there. And guess what? The hostages are not being held by Hamas operatives. They're being held by like civilians. Because guess what? The civilians that voted for Hamas are pro-Hamas, are just Hamas activists, not card-carrying, bandana-wearing, fully Hamas integrated folks, but they're Hamas nonetheless. And so, yeah, the majority of the civilians of Gaza are pro-Hamas. And they're the ones that are holding our hostages. And many of them are in Gaza City. Surprise! Gaza City is one of the keys to Gaza. Israel finally waking up to the fact that it has to take over Gaza City and start destroying the terrorists. And you could do that without necessarily announcing it. You should have done it in the first 3 weeks of this conflict. But now that you're going to do it, you don't have to necessarily announce it all. Just get it done. Let's keep going with ILTV.
Over the weekend, Netanyahu visited a base in southern Israel to meet with officers near the Gaza border. There, he said that he instructed negotiators to participate in talks in the hopes of securing a comprehensive deal that would see the release of all the hostages. Netanyahu also said the army is pushing forward with the military plan. Take a listen.
אני הגעתי היום לאוגדת עזה כדי לאשר את התוכניות שצה"ל הציג בפניי לשר הביטחון להשתלטות על העיר עזה ולהכרעת החמאס. אני מאוד מעריך את ההתייצבות של חיילי המילואים וכמובן של הצבא הסדיר למען המטרה החיונית הזאת. במקביל אני הנחיתי להתחיל במשא ומתן מיידי על שחרור כל חטופינו וסיום המלחמה בתנאים שמקובלים על ישראל.
Okay, so what does that all mean? He said three different things. One, we're going to take over Gaza City. 2, we're going to begin negotiations for all the hostages. 3, we're going to finish the war the way we want to. Those are actually 3 separate and totally opposite things. 1 is total victory by taking over Gaza City. Okay? Gaza City, take over Gaza, control Gaza militarily. That's total victory. Okay? Crush the Hamas, defeat the enemies, find the hostages, fight for them. Hopefully they'll survive, but do it as a military onslaught. Good. I like that one the best. Number 2 is negotiate. Somebody just wrote very correctly, negotiating with the devil. You're not supposed to negotiate with terrorists. Remember the old mantra? We don't negotiate with terrorists. That's right. Stick with that old mantra. It works. Do not negotiate with terrorists. It don't work. You don't negotiate with them. At the end, there should be no one to negotiate with. They should be goners, okay? They should not be folks that you negotiate with at all. So that is how to think about the Hamas. It's at the end, there should be nobody to negotiate with. So number 1 and number 2 are opposites. Control Gaza City and negotiate with the terrorists is 2 opposite things. But in Netanyahu's mind, they're not, because it's like, take control of Gaza City. That puts more pressure so you can negotiate. Forget negotiation. Just destroy them. Finish them off. And then number 3, finish the war in our terms. Why talk about finishing the war? Don't talk about finishing the war. When you talk about finishing the war, you're giving them the idea that you want the war finished. You want to say to them, oh yeah, we can go on forever. I'd be happy to go on forever. I love war. We want to destroy our enemies. We're going to hold on to this land. And we are never going to be deterred because we're never tired, because we love beating bad guys. We just love it. We're going to destroy the bad guys forever if we have to keep going. That's our army. We are the army that is the eternal army of the eternal people, and we'll fight eternally, and we'll live by the sword if we need to. That's at least the message that you should convey. You should never say that you're tired of war. Secret memo from Yishai to the government: never say that you're tired of war, okay? Never tell the enemies that you're tired of war. That might give them a sense that they're tiring you out. Even if you think that, don't say it. Don't say it. Okay? Very good. All right, so those 3 things, it should be, we are not tired of war. There'll be no one to negotiate with. We're taking over Gaza City because we're taking over Gaza. So I'll help you. I'll help you out. Is that, what's the term that they use today in media when it's like, I help you out, like hashtag fixed it for you or something like that? Here's what you should say, Netanyahu. I have reviewed the orders to take over Gaza City. I like them a lot. We're going to totally take over that city. Number 2, we're going to destroy any remnants of Hamas so that there will be nothing. When you say Hamas, people will be like, do you mean hummus? Because we will have wiped out Hamas, and the only thing wiping left will be to wipe some hummus on a pita, because there will be no more Hamas. So number 1 is take over Gaza City. Number 2 is wipe out Hamas. Number 3 is that this war will go on until total victory, period. Somebody just wrote this. Somebody wrote this. This sounds really just like 1930s German, Japanese, or 1990s Serbian. No. That's the other side. That's the jihadist side. Sounds like 1930s German or Japanese. Okay? They're the ones that are going to fight us forever until we defeat them, just like Churchill said. Okay, we have to defeat the bad guys. It's really so simple. It's so simple. It's so simple. These things are simple. And these Max Richter, 1984, whoever he is, all that is to try to make things complex. You destroy enemies of Israel. They gave you every opportunity to do so. They gave you every opportunity to do so. That's what October 7th is. It's an opportunity for a better life for Jews, for Gentiles, for Arabs. It's actually opportunity. It's an opportunity to clean house. Okay, let's finish up with ILTV here.
And over the weekend, the United Nations pointed the finger at Israel for starvation and what they are calling famine sweeping parts of the Gaza Strip. Now, the UN Integrated Food Security Phase Classification System, or IPC, published a report declaring that an estimated 500,000 people, which is nearly a quarter of the enclave's population, are experiencing famine and that the numbers is expected to rise. Tom Fletcher, the UN relief chief, added that the famine was, quote, preventable on Israel's part.
Wait. I want everybody to look at this picture. Everybody look at this picture. Hold on. Let me make it big for you, okay? Look at this picture. Just look at this picture. What do you see in this picture? Yes, you see a lot of people who want to get food, but look at them carefully. They're wearing decent clothes, Nike t-shirts right there, okay? They have pots and pans. Look at them. They look clean. They look new. Look to the left side of the screen. Look to the left side of the screen. What do you see on the left side of the screen? What do you see right above my head here? What do you see? Those are hot soup pans. Look to the right side of the screen under the word back. A big vat of soup. Basically, what you're seeing here is people being fed, not people being starved. These are people being fed. Just look at the picture. These are people being fed well. Kettle, okay. Soup kettle. They are being fed systematically. Okay, and then the world is going to tell us that we're starving. The UN is going to tell us we're starving. Look at it. Look at the picture. And look at the most important part of this picture. Back left, guy standing up with a beard and a shaved side head. He's the journalist. He's trying to create the image of starving people. And even he's not taking the photograph because it's obviously, as somebody's writing here, a commercial soup kettle. Okay, look at it. These people are being fed. They're well dressed. Here's a system of feeding. You see, there's a line of people. Yes, there's a lot of people who want some of the soup or this food, but they're going to get it. Look at the kid. Here's a kid right there. The kid is holding a pot. Look at the kid. He's got a nice, totally new black hat, a nice yellow, green t-shirt, whatever. He's holding the soup kettle to receive his portion, and he's going to get it. Look at the soup thing. It's obviously brand new. Somebody just gave it to him. So what we're seeing here is a perfectly well-organized feeding, systemized feeding in Gaza that's happening. Even the media guy's not taking any pictures because it's obvious that when you look at it, you see what's actually happening here. Do you guys see that? Do you guys see this stuff or not? It's so, look at it. This is the picture that the bad guys use to show starvation. Look at it carefully. The picture itself shows you the truth. All right, let's get back to ILTV here.
In response, the Prime Minister's office declared this as a blood libel, saying that the IPC report is an outright lie and was based on Hamas's data. Now, Kogat responded to the video with footage of aid trucks entering the enclave from Kerem Shalom, with footage of aid trucks entering the
Hamas organized starvation campaign will not deter us from freeing our hostages and eliminating Hamas. Fine. I wish they would just say defeating Gaza and taking over Gaza. They don't say it.
From Kerem Shalom.
Watch this. Hold on.
Crossings. Kogat's response is clear. The crossings Hamas's data. Now, Kogat responds.
Basically, since the beginning of the war, Israel has enabled 2 million tons of aid to enter the Gaza Strip. Over 1 ton of aid per person. They've been fed. They've been given a ton. 1 ton per person. Oh, Israel. I mean, I'm laughing at Israel because I'm like, you gave a ton of food and you still managed to look like you're starving children. We must be doing something not so right in our PR. Let's keep going.
Responded to the video with footage of aid trucks entering the enclave from Kerem Shalom and Zikim crossings. Kogat's response is clear. The crossings are open, challenging the comments from Fletcher, saying the famine is preventable. According to Kogat, 2,500 trucks carrying primarily food entered through the enclave over the last week. And that is a wrap here on
it's going to be, we're going to have to show pictures of us force feeding. Open your mouth. Open it. It's like, I'm starving. No, you got to eat. We're going to have to force these people to eat. But of course there is a humanitarian crisis in the sense that Hamas is stealing the food. There is a humanitarian crisis in the sense that Hamas wants to show images of starving people. The starvation narrative is a powerful one which the New York Times is promulgating and others are promulgating on purpose. And of course, there's a humanitarian crisis because Egypt does not want to let in refugees because France is all talk and they don't let in refugees. Where's those French ships? Send the ships over, France. You bunch of talking jihad. You allow every other jihadi in the world to come in. You can't let the Gazans that you're trying to protect so much. What a bunch of hypocrite liars. You're the mouthpiece of jihad today. That's all you are. And you're not willing to help because what you want is exactly what the jihad wants. You want to see starving children so that you could blame Israel because you are now the tool of the jihad. Used to be just the New York Times and Al Jazeera. Now a whole country like France and England has become the tools of the jihad. How the mighty have fallen, England. You know, France already fell. We saw what their pacifism did and how they stood up to the Nazis, right? They just succumbed in no time and put up, barely, a fight against the Nazis entering their country and taking over their beloved city, which they didn't want to see hurt at all, Paris. They didn't want to see its beauties, be ruined. So they just gave in to the Nazis and allowed themselves to become slaves to the Nazis. Okay, we already know what the French are made of since they started teaching progressivism, pacifism already in the 20s, in the 1920s, okay, after World War I. But England, you who valiantly fought against the Nazis, you who once helped the Jewish state come to pass through the Balfour Declaration, you have succumbed. London has fallen. Shame on you. Shame on you. And let's listen to a story here in Israel about how Netanyahu is relating to Australia these days, which is a related topic.
נראה שיחסי ישראל-אוסטרליה פגשו היום שפל חדש.
Shock cancellation of an Israeli politician's visa has today escalated into a major diplomatic row between Israel and Australia. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has tonight blasted Albanese in a scathing statement.
בציוץ ברשת טקסט כתב ראש הממשלה נתניהו, ההיסטוריה תזכור את אלבניזי
History will remember Albanese for what he is.
בזכות מה שהוא. מנהיג חלש
A weak leader who betrayed Israel and abandoned the Jews of Australia. Whoa! PM Netanyahu letting out the big guns here. He's saying it as it is.
בגד בישראל ונטש את יהודי אוסטרליה. אם לא עקבתם, הנה תקציר הפרקים הקודמים. אחרי ביקורת שהפכה פחות ופחות מרומזת נגד ישראל, לפני שבוע הכריזה אוסטרליה שתכיר במדינה פלסטינית.
Australia will recognise the state of Palestine. Until Israeli and Palestinian statehood is permanent, peace can only be temporary.
לאחר מכן שללה את כניסתו של חבר הכנסת שמחה רוטמן
Okay, so Simcha Rothman, MK Simcha Rothman, was on my show, and he talked about, indeed, being canceled. Speaking of cancel culture, Australia canceled an Israeli elected official from speaking to Jewish people. And so that is really a very serious infringement on free speech and on relationships between Israel and Australia. And that's what prompted Prime Minister Netanyahu to say what he said. And he's very angry about the recognition of the upcoming recognition of Palestine. On the other hand, my good friend, Victory Soldier, said to me, who is Netanyahu to talk, to get upset at somebody else recognizing Palestine? He's the one who has been in favor of the Oslo Accords and in favor of the disengagement and basically in favor of creating a Palestine on our land. So what is he so upset about on the other side? But in any case, the big falling out between Netanyahu and Australia is not veiled. It's on the forefront.
שטחה, מהלך שישראל הגיבה עליו בעצירת הוויזות לדיפלומטים אוסטרליים.
Okay, so Australia was actually sanctioned by Israel, and their visas were canceled from coming into Israel. So I was happy to see that we'll hear from Gideon Sa'ar now, who actually acted in retaliation. I was happy to see that.
פועלת נגד ישראל, ואוסטרליה גם מתנכלת לישראלים. אין דבר כזה שבמקום לטפל באנטישמיות שמשתוללת היום באוסטרליה, כולל פגיעה ביהודים, כולל פגיעה במוסדות יהודים, במקום זה הם מלבים את האנטישמיות הזאת.
בממשלת
Okay, so that was a great point. Instead of fighting anti-Semitism, they're actually strengthening the anti-Semitic narratives, but they, like London, have succumbed and fallen to the immigration of jihadism into their land, and they're afraid of them physically, and they're afraid of them electorally, and they have fallen. They have succumbed. And I must take a second here to remind folks how it all works. It's very important to understand that the way that it works is that first, the virus of progressivism undermines all the defenses, the masculinity, the heritage, the cohesion of a society. It undermines family values, which is the building block of society. It undermines the history. It teaches that the history is evil of any country, Australia, England, United States, Israel. Then it makes you doubt your identity, your faith identity, your family identity, your sexual identity, your historical identity, your belonging. And once you are mush in terms of personal identity, then the jihad sweeps in with its toxic masculinity and uber identity and kind of takes all that has fallen down without a fight. So that's how it works. That's what's happened to Australia. So please understand that the virus that is sent first into the system to undermine any society is progressivism. As I mentioned before, the French were victims of progressivism already in the 1920s and 30s. But Australia has been a recent, victim of progressivism. A lot of times, the former British colonies, like Canada, like Australia, have succumbed very badly to progressivism and then jihadism. Other former colonies, like India, have not, because they know what the jihad really is. They've had a lot of experience with it, and Israel as well. In any case, Netanyahu is very upset with the Australians, and he let them know.
בממשלת אוסטרליה נותרו מאוכזבים.
A disappointing and unjustified reaction to Australia and our decision around the recognition of a Palestinian state.
Here's what I have to say to you. We should close down your embassy here. We should be much harsher on your horrible anti-Israelism that you've allowed to promulgate throughout the whole of Australia, and your anti-Israel decision to recognize a jihadist Arab state in our land. And again, though, I do fault also Israel for creating that Palestine in our land. We have to fight that back. I just want to recognize, say hello to Darren Johnson, who says hi. Hi, chat watching from Northern Ireland. And there's a lot of Northern Ireland support, and that is very welcome. And I'm sending you blessings. Let's finish up with the story from Australia.
This is a moment where we
Is a moment. Is it a moment? Is it? Is it now?
need to be promoting dialogue between our countries.
Did you just say you're promoting dialogue between our countries? You just shut down a visitation of a Knesset member to a Jewish community, and you're talking to me about promoting dialogue? I mean, can you get any more hypocritical than that?
And this is a very disappointing and unjustified step which has been taken by Israel.
ממשלתו של אנטוני
You can kiss my mezuzah, okay, buddy?
אלבניזי מתמודדת עם עלייה במספר התקריות האנטישמיות בשנתיים האחרונות. בתי כנסת שהוצתו במלבורן, מתקפה על המסעדה של אייל שני, ועוד תקריות שהדאיגו את הקהילה היהודית שם.
תמיד היה פה אנטישמיות, אבל זה היה אמירה פה, אמירה שם, לא כמו שאנחנו רואים היום, לא כמו שאנחנו רואים מאז 7 לאוקטובר. אני חושבת שהרבה מאוד מזה, זה באשמת אנטוני אלבניזי. הבן אדם הזה בעיניי הוא בן אדם מאוד אנטי-ישראלי, ותמיד היה.
ההתקררות ביחסים בין המדינות לא החלה השבוע, גם לא השנה, אבל עם ההתבטאות האחרונה של ראש הממשלה, נותר לחשוב מה יהיה הצעד הבא שיגיע מכיוון קנברה.
Okay, so thank you very much, All Israel News, for translating that. And we are seeing certainly a rise in anti-Semitism. I've said this many times on this show, and I say it again. Anti-Semitism, to me, is a byproduct of Jewish weakness. When Israel's weak, then there's a rise in anti-Semitism. All right, folks, you are listening to the Yishai Fleisher Show, and it's so great to be with you. I want to thank our beloved team for being so powerful and so effective and getting the voice of a strong Israel out there. Thank you very much. And thank you for helping Hashem get out his, hopefully, let's do it with humility, hopefully get out Hashem's message and his vision for this world. I want to remind everybody that you could go to buymeacoffee.com/Yishai. Excellent. An excellent way to support us and to support the show. And so many people have been supportive recently. Thank you. And also to support our big projects in beautifying the land of Israel and strengthening it. Fightforisrael.org. Fightforisrael.org, because you're a fighter for Israel. All right, folks, signing off from Yishai Fleisher TV with lots of love and lots of blessings from the land of blessings. Thank you, Hashem, for the ability, possibility, the technology, the will, the yearning, the passion, the obsession. He's obsessed. Yeah, we're obsessed. We're obsessed with God. We're obsessed with Zionism. We're obsessed with his Torah. We're obsessed with commandments. We're obsessed with love. We're obsessed. It's an obsession. It's an obsession. It's a good obsession. We're obsessed with living a moral life, a full life, a purposeful life, and a meaningful life. We're obsessed. So you could use that negatively, but I use it positively. I want to thank all of you for being out there. God bless you. See you next week. See you throughout the week. And you can connect to us in all the various ways. Don't forget to be part of it, because you're indeed a part of it. Wherever you are, keep rebroadcasting God's great message and the message of a strong Israel. God bless you wherever you are. Lots of love, lots of blessings, and shalom.